So a lot of you guys have been asking me to create a tutorial on how to create your own store and add listings on Etsy. I probably do not have to explain what Etsy is and what it does, since otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on this video. For some reason you don't. It's an online marketplace where you can sell homemade products as well as digital files and all that. So you can basically list things for sale. How to create your own free store, but most importantly, how to create listings and add products to your store, coming up in just a second. So once you first go onto Etsy.com, you're going to be asked to log in and just create an account. You can either sign in with Google, Apple, or just a normal email or whatever you use. Now, once you've set up your account, so basically just logged in, you want to click on this icon that looks kind of like a store. Ironically, it's the shop manager. Now, this is the button you want to click if you want to set up a store. By clicking that button, you will be thrown into the setup of your very own store. And to be honest, this is really self-explanatory. You'll start filling out shop preferences, which is nothing else than language or the country of residence and the preferred currency. And don't worry, this is completely free. The only thing that's gonna cost you a little bit is adding a listing, but this is gonna be 20 cents every 4 months, so you shouldn't really worry about that at all. So after you complete the first page, you will proceed to give your store a name. I, for example, have chosen NJ Presets, which is nothing else than my initials, NJ, in presets. And this part of the process is pretty much self-explanatory, as you pretty much just have to fill out all of the details that are being asked, and after that you might start needing help. So let's move on to the first listing that you're gonna put up. This is gonna be required if you want to create your own store. So just a disclaimer, you have to have something to sell in order to create a store. You can't just create it and then upload nothing. But it's not that complicated actually. All you need to do to add a new listing is adding pictures of the product, which can either be taken by you if you're selling a physical product, but in our case we're selling presets. So we're gonna upload digital files, which basically means you can't take the photos yourself. You're just gonna create before and after images, showing how the preset's gonna look like. And that is gonna look something like this. As you can see, I made several before and after images of all the presets that are included in the pack, such as winter feels, evergreen, and so on and so forth. If you're into photography and videography, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. So make sure to stick around and not miss out on any further content that I put out, any further tutorials on Etsy or whatever you're interested in. Make sure to stick around. And also, if you like the presets that I just saw, or if you just want to check out my store, I'll leave you a link down in the description where you can access my store and just see how I did it, and maybe even support me. Okay, let's get back to the video. So to create these before and after images, you can either access your own storage and search through the photos and just add the presets and then just create a before and after either in Photoshop or Photo Compare. Or you can go to Unsplash, which is a website where you can download free stock images which do not have a copyright, so you can just use them for whatever you want. So I used some of these images to create the before and after looks of my presets, just because sometimes you just don't, if you want to create a summer preset pack and I don't have summer photos at the moment that are usable, you can just go on Unsplash and search for the theme you're going for and just download the images and edit. So let's say you uploaded all the pictures you want. Now it's time to move on to the description. So after adding your pictures, you will be required to fill out general details about the product you're selling, such as time of creation and just a small little description of what it is and what category it falls in, so Etsy knows where to promote your product. Just the general stuff like when you upload a YouTube video or whatever. And next you want to work on the description. This is the place where you can describe what the presets are about, so the buyer exactly knows what he's getting into. Combined with the before and after images, the potential buyer should have a good image on how he's going to be able to use these images in his photos. So basically in the description, say it contains these and these presets, and they should be used on whatever theme you want. For example, winter, so you would say they should be there for winter photos. As I said, give an accurate description on what the buyer can expect when he makes the purchase, so he'll be satisfied and you won't get into any trouble. And I always like to leave a link to my socials, such as Instagram, so people can message me in case they have any questions about the product or the purchase, or something went wrong, for example. They can always reach out to me so they don't feel like they're screwed when something doesn't work, because sometimes the internet sucks. Under the section tags, you want to fill in keywords that describe your product, such as winter, presets, or summer, whatever you're doing, and filters and something like that, so that people using the search bar up top on Etsy.com can find your product. And probably also for the algorithm of Etsy, so they know who to promote it to. After you scroll to the next page, you want to fill out the quantity of the product. And since we're selling digital files, you can use a high number of quantity. I always use 100. You can even use 1,000 if you think your product is going to sell so well. Since you don't have to do a manual restock or have to keep track of how many things you have for sale. For example, if I was to sell this pen, I only have one of this pen, so I would have to take quantity 1. But since you can download a file as many times as you want, you do not have to manual restock, so just choose a high number and it's going to save you a lot of time later on. And do not forget the most important part, setting the price. Keep in mind it's not going to be the final price that is going to be in the store, because usually it's going to be taxed too, so that's going to be on top of the price. And yeah, after you've settled the price, all that's left to do is upload the files. They should be .xmp files if you are selling presets, because this is the file format that is going to be the file format required in order to be able to import them into Lightroom. So not that you're selling them in PDF files and then people, you know, who even sells their presets in PDF files? Never mind. But if you have no idea what I'm talking about, importing and exporting presets, make sure to check out this link up here. I linked a video on a tutorial on how to import and export presets and how to put them on sale on here too, but it's just the theoretical part, and this is kind of like the second part to this video. So if you haven't checked out that video about exporting and selling presets, make sure to check that out as well. So if you're looking for fall and winter themed presets, make sure to check out the first link down below, as I have linked my store. You can access my store from there and just look through my preset packs, and if you like them, maybe even add them to your shopping cart. I would appreciate that so much, and it would probably make my day, probably even weeks. So, and that is going to be it for today's tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to hit me up on my Instagram, which is going to be at Niklas Juric. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the video so it gets pushed out to people, more people, bigger audiences, whatever. You guys know the deal. Anyways, peace out and happy selling.